just going to be a short little video review of this blender. It's called the Splendor blender by a company by the name of Our Place. So let's take a quick look at this. So what you see here are the four components of the blender. You've got the base, you've got the canister or cup here, you've got the blade assembly, and then you've got this cover for the canister because you can actually use this and drink from it directly once you're finished blending the items that you want to use in the machine. Now this is a quite a heavy piece of equipment. It comes with three different buttons. There's a power button for turning it on and off, and then there's the automatic blend button, and then there's a pulse button which you can hold, and for example, if you want to chop up something that's a little bit rougher or harder or coarser, you can use that button. So that's a manual type of button there that you can use to, for example, if you've got an apple or something like that, you can use that to sort of chop up the apple to begin with before you begin the blending cycle, just to make it a little bit easier on the machine. Now this is a 1000-watt machine. Again, it has an automatic button here, which is an automatic blend. You don't get to actually manually control or change speeds. This will change speeds automatically. It's a 2-speed machine. There are some pros and cons to that, obviously, just because you're going to have to live with whatever it does with respect to blending the foods that you're blending in it. And if it's not up to par for what you want, you don't really have much of a choice other than to accept what it actually offers. Now, saying that, it works really, really well in terms of performance. But again, it's just something where you may use something different than what I'm using, and so you might find the performance is a little different than what I'm finding. I normally use this before breakfast. I put together some fruits that I tend to blend up and have as a drink in the morning prior to my breakfast. And so a lot of what I'm using tends to be softer in nature: bananas, kiwis, grapes, things of that nature. But if you're going to use things like apples and other harder items, again, it may end up putting a little bit more pressure on the machine, and so you may get slightly worse performance. I can't say you will or you won't. I haven't been trying it, but I'm just theorizing that, again, because it's a single button 45-second blend, that you're going to live with whatever it actually ends up performing in terms of blending. Now, you can obviously run it a second or a third time if you want. They don't want you to run it more than a few times without giving the machine a break, so that's something else to keep in mind. But again, performance-wise, it's been really performing quite well. On the bottom are some textures. There's a textured bottom. It's sort of got a rubberized bottom so that this won't move or slide on a smooth surface. You can see it ended up moving my camera before I was able to move this. So again, it's done and really well. It's designed very well, and it performs very well. It comes with this 750 milliliter canister, and the way you actually put this together is you take the blade portion here. As you can see, it's got 6 blades. There's 4 on top, and then there's these 2 on the bottom, and you just put it together and twist it until it's on nice and tight, and then you'd go ahead and drop this in, and then you just turn it until you hear this sort of snapping sound, which you just heard, and then it's locked and ready to go. Of course, you'd have already filled the canister prior to that, and you can hear it snap when I want to remove the canister. So again, you'd end up dropping in whatever you want to drop into the canister first before you attach the blade, and then go ahead and drop it on top before you use the Splendor blender. Now, when you're finished, what you can do is once you remove the blades is you can go ahead and put this top on. Same idea, you twist it in place here. And once you've done that, you can go ahead and start just drinking directly from the canister, which is a nice little idea that they've done here. It's quite useful. if you're on the go and you're in a rush. So it's nice to see that they've got that there as far as an option. Now, the one issue I have with this is the following. This is a 750 milliliter canister. However, if you can see here, I'll try to zoom in. There's a maximum line right there. And if I just zoom out, what is the problem with that? That maximum line is up to about 500 milliliters. So what you're actually getting, or what they want you to use in terms of filling this up, they don't want you to fill it up more, or else you may end up causing some problems for the machine and the blades, and you may end up having the machine not work properly. You may even damage it. But at 500 milliliters, that's not much at all. You can see that's just a few inches here in size. And so for me, that's about a cup from what I'm getting in the morning. Now, to give you a sense of what can you actually fill in to this canister when you're filling it up to the maximum, I'm able to fit 2 small kiwis, which I sliced up, a single banana, and a few grapes. That's it. Now, I don't know, for most people, maybe that may be sufficient. It's not sufficient for me. So the 750 milliliter canister is a bit deceiving in the listing, because that's not what's actually usable. If I fill this up to the top here and attach the blades and then put it on the machine, I risk damaging the machine. And the other thing that you want to pay attention to is, if you read the fine print in the user guide and warranty, this is only warranted in the United States. So as far as I'm aware, there's actually no warranty in Canada at all. So this may cause some issues for those of you who have issues with the machine. But according to the written documentation that comes with this, it's only warranted in the United States. We are obviously not in the US, so keep that in mind. And again, this is only 500 milliliters. So to me, again, that's not sufficient for me personally. It may be more than enough for other people. Just for myself, I wanted to point that out, because the 750 milliliter canister that's talked about in the listing isn't actually what you can use with this. So you're actually getting about this much of usable space in this canister. Now, it is quite wide, you can see. But again, I gave you a sense of what I'm able to fit into it in the mornings, and it's just, as far as I'm concerned, not sufficient. Now, beyond that, again, I talked about the performance. Cleaning this is pretty easy. It's a great little machine to clean, and it works really well. It takes me literally just a couple of minutes to clean. Now, they say it's a self-cleaning. You can put some warm water and soap and run it, and it'll clean the blades and so forth. I tend to take it apart and wash it by hand myself. You obviously need to be careful with the blades with respect to that. But other than that, it's pretty easy to use. It's a pretty simple machine. Just the only, as I said, the drawback that I find with respect to this is what you can actually use with the machine, and the fact that the warranty, again, this is something that perhaps I've missed something in the written material, but as far as I'm concerned, and as far as I'm aware, it's only warranted in the US. So that to me is a big, big turn-off in terms of this machine, especially when there's so little manual control you can have over this. You're living with whatever it decides to do. So for me, what are you actually buying here in terms of value? You're buying a nice little machine, which is great to use on the go if you're in a rush in the morning. As I said, you can drop something in, put in the lid there that you can drink from directly, and that's great to have. It's just a question of, again, warranty and the quantity that you can use with this, and whether or not that's going to be sufficient. You're certainly, it looks like you're getting a nice sort of branding or marketing going on with this machine, and it looks really nice sitting on the counter, and I admit it does look really nice. But ultimately for me, it comes down to performance. Performance has been good, but the two drawbacks that I brought up earlier to me are, for myself, significant. And so if I had to do this all over again, I perhaps would think twice about picking something like this up. But just wanted to bring that to your attention. I know I haven't demonstrated the machine for you by actually plugging it in, only because you know, if you run it empty, you can again cause some issues with respect to the machine. But again, it works fine. It's not going to give any issues with respect to performance on softer foods. And I think if you pick this up, you'll see that that's definitely the case. Again, the only two drawbacks I have, I've repeated a couple of times, just for you to be aware of when you do pick this up. So anyways, this has been a quick little video review of this Our Place Splendor blender, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.
All right, everybody, it's time to test this blender. I have it locked in, creating a solid light. When you're not locked in, it blinks. Got my watermelon cut, juiced up. Well, gonna be juiced up, I hope. Now, let's see. According to this manual, which was hidden in the side of the box, in an envelope, it's all good though. So we have B. What does B do? Blend. C is pulse. D is off, I guess. So I guess we're going to go for B. Here we go. Did that on its own. Set up on its own. This thing is going really, really fast here. That's going quick. It didn't go. It didn't get the watermelon down there. I mean, this thing looks good though. Let's try that again. I have another blender and it just brings all the watermelon straight down. You got it like pressing on it. It's pretty loud. Oh, sorry, I've got a bad word. Sorry. It's a fuck. Sorry, what I said. Forget about it. Whoa. Not bringing the watermelon down. It's really struggling. I don't know.